Hello, this is the Lord's Legion yet again with a brand new countdown. And today we're going to be talking the 10 MCU villains that could potentially arrive after Thanos. Before we get started, I want to point out several things. Firstly, considering Fox is rumoured to share the rights to Fantastic Four, Galactus and several other characters again, let's just put that into consideration so we can actually have a list of 10. Also bear in mind, this is going to be in no particular order. And lastly, there'll be at least 2 ties in this video, and I'll explain to you why that is. So without further ado, let's begin with the list. So let's get the most obvious one out of the way. Clicking off the list, we have Galactus. I mean, come on, in terms of destructive nature from outer space, obviously after Thanos you would go for Galactus. And you know what? Why not have Galactus as the next villain after Thanos? I mean, not only the fact that he's one of the most powerful villains in all of comics, but he's an also very interesting character to boot. Galactus only does what he does purely for survival. He just wants to eat all the fresh planets in order for him to keep his powers intact and survive. And come on, it's been a long time since we last saw Galactus in a film, although it was terribly crap. Why not have Galactus at full glory making his grand reappearance as the next big bad? For my next personal pick, we have Doctor Doom. And can you really blame me? Doctor Doom is the most infamous, iconic, and probably the best Marvel villain out there. 4 times we saw Doctor Doom on film, and each time just completely misses the mark on what makes Doctor Doom such a compelling character. And in many ways, Doctor Doom could literally be the next Loki. And knowing Marvel Studios, they could literally pull off the perfect Doctor Doom that we have all been waiting for many years. And when that day comes and we see the perfect Doctor Doom, we could potentially see a character that could even top Loki as being the best MCU villain out there. Up next we have Norman Osborn. Again, Norman Osborn keeps on being wasted as this one-off villain when really it should not be the case at all. If you want to do the Goblin again, that's fine, that's really great. Start off using Norman Osborn as like this new Tony Stark, then have him becoming a Goblin, and then just build him up, make him seem like he died, and then in the future, we see him as the Iron Patriot. And I would honestly love to see the Iron Patriot done right, because it leads into so many new possibilities, which leads up to the Dark Avengers. And you know what? This will literally turn the MCU upside down. You could literally make a whole film solely on the Dark Avengers and their rise to power. And that is how good this idea really is. And when we see all these characters like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America finally leaving to be replaced with these new set of Avengers that are even more ruthless, relentless and brutal, I think this will really shake up the MCU, because it will seem like the villains have taken over the MCU for a few years, only to have the next set of Avengers like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, maybe even the old Avengers back, and then just make a huge clash between the two sides. And that will be very fascinating to see. Next we have Kang the Conqueror. Now me personally find Kang very uninteresting. I think his motives are boring and all he is some conqueror. But I think the MCU could really blend him in and make him something of an interesting character. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has yet to really play along with the time traveling aspects, so bringing Kang in would be the perfect opportunity of doing so. Plus, he could really hold his own against pretty much anybody that gets in his way. And considering how much he's a huge fan favourite amongst people that like Marvel, I think a lot of people would really appreciate seeing Kang the Conqueror on screen, and if done right, maybe I'll be proven wrong and that Kang will be a total badass. Next we have the safest bets of them all, the Celestials. And the reason why I say that these are like the safest bets for the next villains after Thanos is because the Celestials are the only characters that we know full well that Marvel has the rights and are also the most logical to be the next villains after Thanos. Now I personally don't know too much about the Celestials personally, however I do know that they are very godlike and have a lot of ties between many characters like Thanos, Galactus, Apocalypse, etc. So you could play around a lot with these and they will be formidable opponents for all of the heroes in future installments. Next on the list we have Dormammu. And considering we have Doctor Strange currently delving into the mystical realms, I think Dormammu will be the perfect villain to really expand upon this. Much like how Thanos has expanded the cosmic side of the universe. And not only that, Dormammu could really hold his own against pretty much anyone that stands in his way, much like Thanos amongst the other candidates on this list. And considering magic could be literally anything, seeing Dormammu on the big screen would be very beautiful to just watch all the destruction he does with all the flames and magic and the dark art. And overall, it'll be very fascinating to see what Dormammu could bring into the table. Next, we have a tie between Mephisto and Blackheart. Now, the reason why I have these two characters as a tie is because they can both bring the same thing into the table and either or would really do the job justice. Mephisto is essentially the devil figure and is associated to hell, and could literally open up the gateway to hell for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not to mention he has ties with Silver Surfer, Ghost Rider, and of course Doctor Strange. Blackheart on the other hand, although is Mephisto's son, that doesn't make him any slouch by any stretch. As a matter of fact, in many ways, Blackheart is much stronger than his own father. And both Blackheart and Mephisto could literally bring some new things to the table when it comes down to future installments of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I cannot wait to see both characters again after the abysmal Ghost Rider film. Next we have another tie between the Skrull and the Kree. Obviously we could have another secret invasion in which the Skrulls infiltrate the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then it will just be completely suspenseful and something completely new for the MCU. On the other side we could have a complete invasion with the Kree as they are slowly getting more established into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well, and of course they could also bring in the Supreme Intelligence along with it. But what I want the most is a flat out invasion between the Kree and the Skrulls, because that is such a classic storyline and it'll just be brilliant to just watch on screen. Both the Skrull and Kree have several storylines to choose from for the MCU to just make an adaptation of, but no matter which story they pick, as long as they do it justice, I'm all happy. And finally we have the ones that pretty much everyone wants to see, the Masters of Evil. And why did I say this? Well, simply because it brings all the MCU villains that we've seen as of now and then just makes them become a complete unstoppable force. I mean, come on, we've already got Baron Zemo and he's still alive after the events of Civil War, so why not just bring him back and assemble a new team? Abomination is still out there, the Executioner is about to be introduced, as well as the Enchantress possibly. We could also get Whiplash, or at the very least a new variation, and hell, we could even get the real Mandarin into the team. So which villains would you like to see after Thanos? Post a comment down below and share me your thoughts. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and as always, thank you guys for watching, take care and have a good one.